did that.
Ooh, yes. Hello, everybody. This is Amita, and I am here with the wonderfuls and the beautifuls, Masika and Noodles. Hello, ladies.
Hi!
Hello, hello.
And today is Friday, which means it's the Witch's Corner. Yeah, yeah. Are you
Spookiness.
guys happy that we're finally at the end of the week? It's TGIF, you guys.
Heck yeah.
I would be
I'm
if I honestly like it's funny like I remember when my job said, "Oh, like what days am I available?" and I said anytime.
Oh
Looking back,
no.
I remember I told my wife I was like looking back on it I was like I shouldn't have said weekends nothing. Like I could have changed that. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
And you don't think you can change it still?
No, it's that now they have a lot of like at least two of my new schedules for the end of this month. Like yeah, like I'm working.
When's your next day off?
Mm, I wanna say either Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. So you're gonna work throughout the whole weekend?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Which isn't
nice.
too bad. Like honestly, Fridays and Saturdays are the worst days to work. I remember one of my coworkers said like, oh, like Fridays were the worst for her. Not Fridays. Sundays, cause she's like, oh my god, like so many people, coming to eat and everything. And I thought like, okay, I kind of get it. Like people like coming out of church or whatever, and like Sunday just in general, it's like it is normally a busy day. However,
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to experience that. I think the only time like it was kind of bad was like during the football season. But
Mm-hmm.
like since it was coming towards an end and everything, like the Sundays are honestly pretty okay. Fridays and Saturdays are the worst, I think. A lot of people definitely in a hurry. Gets
Yeah.
packed really, really fast. I'm like, my coworker lied to me, or like she misjudged it.
Yeah. I mean, I know usually the weekends is when people go out and do all that stuff. So yeah, I could see that. Well, here's to wishing you a not so busy weekend, Masika. But all right, guys, so let's get started. I just wanted to really quick say something. We, as in Noodles and I, had um something strange happen, or that we witnessed, I guess you could say, on when was this? Was this on Wednesday? I don't know if it was
This-
Tuesday or Wednesday.
I want to say it was on Tuesday. I could be
Hmm.
wrong though.
What
So
colors
really
talk to you?
quick. Yeah. Yes. No. Wait, what did you say? Who talked to us?
I said colors. Did the colors start speaking to you?
The killers?
The
Colors!
colors.
Oh
Oh,
my
the
god.
colors.
Not
I'm
only are you
like,
What
old,
are
you're
you
going deaf.
talking about?
no, that's why I was like, at first, we've been watching Dexter a lot. Let me just start off with that.
Uh-huh, sure. That's the
I
And
give
reason.
I
so,
give you a pass for that.
so when you said that, like, I don't know, like, my mind is still
It's still
thinking
on
about,
Dexter.
yes, that stupid show, which I'm liking, I'm loving. Okay. No, but I'll let you know when the colors do start talking to me. But no, okay. So I had told Noodles, and I don't know if I had told you too, Musik. I probably did, but anyway, I had heard that what was it 15 and 16 or 14 and anyway, sometime this week there was going to be like somebody had predicted that there was going to be like a massive UFO sightings. And so I had told her, I was like, oh, you know what, we should. And so we did. We started. sitting outside, which we normally do anyway, but some days we don't, and some days we do. And for this week, we made it a point to go out there in the evenings so that we could be looking up at the sky and see what all the hoopla was about. Now, I will say that the days that they said, I was so disappointed because I didn't see anything. And I think you said that you kind of saw something, but then like when you pointed it out to us, we looked up and it was gone.
Yeah, I had seen, but like, I'm the type that like, because my eyes don't work, I need glasses to be able to see. I don't always like trust what I see. So for me,
Mhm.
like to me, I saw what looked like saucers flying in two different directions.
Mhm.
And so me, I pointed because I wanted you guys to see it, but like you said, like you guys didn't see it and at the time, and so me, I'm like, "Ah, it was just me, like it's just in my head."
Right. So you weren't sure if it was
Yeah, like
right.
I pointed it out because I was like, if they see it,
It's true.
then
It's real.
it's true, it's real. But
But we
we
didn't
didn't
see
get to
it
see it. Yeah.
until the next day.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, like a small disclaimer that I do want to put out, we live really close to a military base to the point that and we've lived here for over 20 years.
Yep.
So we are used to bombings, like because there's a certain time that
For them
they
to
Yeah,
test
they will
them and
test out their shit and everything.
something, yeah. And so we're used to hearing the bombs. We're used to the rattling. In
yeah.
the night, I guess, because again, I don't know a lot about the military, but they would throw up these huge flares and they look like these huge balls of fire in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been witnessing this for over 20 years. Um, so that's something that I mean, I'm used to it. At this point, I hear something like, honestly, it does. It feels like a bomb goes off and everything shakes and rattles. But I'm used to it to this point. So that they've even said like, oh, there was a small earthquake. Now we don't have earthquakes where we live, at least
Mm-hmm.
not as
Not any that we could feel.
right. But I have heard like, oh, there was a low earthquake, like a 3 point something, whatever, and people from the nearby city will be like, oh my God, yes, I felt it. And to us, it's like, well, we don't even know anymore because we've been feeling that for so long. And the same thing with those big balls of fire that they light up the sky sometimes. The reason I'm telling you this is that because what we saw was not this. We were sitting outside and I saw it first, like at the corner of my eye, but I was like, and then I looked up because I was like, is it the balls of fire? I wasn't sure because it was in the direction of the military base. And that's why when things normally appear in the sky in that area, we look and it's like, okay, it's the balls of fire. Right? It's the fireworks
Flares.
yeah, it's the flares. But this time, and before I could say anything, you had already seen it, right?
Yeah, like I was looking at it because it looked funny. Like I saw it in the corner of my eye, and I looked and I was like, "Oh, it's a flare." And then like I stayed there for like a minute, just like wait, waiting for it to come down, like because that's normally what happens. But
Right.
it wasn't moving, and so I was just staring at it, and I think that's when I was like, "Is that?" And then
Yeah.
you answered me like, "Yeah, I see it too," and I was like, "Okay, like I'm not the only one seeing it this time."
Right. And then my sister was there. And so all three of us saw it, right? And the first ones that we saw, they clearly were, it did look, honestly, because it was at night, but you could see the way I saw it was first it was three lights on one side, three lights on the other.
Mhm.
To me, it looked like the shape of, I hate to say this, the like the flying saucer.
Yeah.
And you know the shape of a flying saucer, how the three lights appear and it's like you could just, yeah.
Like you can
That,
see it was wrapped around something.
yes, that's what it looked like. But it didn't even give me a chance to react. I couldn't get my phone, nothing, because as soon like they appeared, and then we were all like, "Oh my gosh, like is that?" And then they just like disappeared. Now
Hmm.
with the flares that the military usually works on in the back, right? The ones that we've seen for years and years. You can kind of see as they're going out, you can see them.
Hmm.
This did not look like that. It literally looked like lights and then they turned off. And so we were all kind of like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But oh man, it went by so fast, blah, blah, blah. So we continued, obviously now we were no, more motivated to sit out there. And we were out there. And within what, like 10, 15 minutes that
Yeah, I
happened,
think so.
it happened again. And this time I was able to, it gave me enough time. I grabbed my phone and I recorded. I was able to record, but just the end of it. Because
Hmm.
just as I put up to record, it was like maybe 3 seconds and then they were gone. I have it uploaded on TikTok. You guys can go see it there. I will reload it. I have it on my personal TikTok, but I will reload it on Bluntly Talking TikTok. I will put it on Discord. And you saw it, right, Musika? But you were saying, is it the flare? It's the flares, right? That's what you
Yeah,
thought.
to me it kind of did look like the flares a little bit.
Have you gone back to look at it again?
I have not, but I
Because
will again if that'll make you feel better. Shit, I can't tell the sandstorm's coming.
it's because if you look at it, right? Because I also like I wear glasses, but I'm nearsighted, so in order to see anything, I have to take off my glasses to see anything up close. And that's what I did with the video. Like after I saw it, and if you look at it closely, and I couldn't, what is it called when you get closer? Oh my God.
Like focus.
Focus it,
Or
sorry.
zoom.
I couldn't focus it closer because as it already, honestly, I'm still pissed because it looks, the the thingy doesn't, the the picture doesn't look that clear.
Like it doesn't give it justice,
Right.
honestly.
It really doesn't. I used to always get mad when people used to take videos and pictures like that and be like, "Really? Come on." But literally that's how it came out. It's so annoying. But it's there. Y'all can form your own opinions, but I can tell you just again from experience, this felt different.
Yeah.
Again, we've seen these for many years, over 20 years that we've seen something like this, the flares. So I don't think that we would confuse that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just this was different. It was very different and it wasn't I don't even know. Like
Mm-hmm.
it freaked me out because I was just here like, wait a minute. Because I was not like I'm a believer. I believe in aliens and all that, but I never thought that I would see them in my backyard. Like living out here for as long as I have, I wouldn't expect not here,
Right.
you know? But yeah, that was crazy and I cannot explain it. So,
Yeah. So again, I just wanted to brag. No, just kidding. I just wanted to let everyone know that we saw some UFOs, and the proof is there on our TikTok. So if you guys want to see them, you guys
If it is
can.
even proof.
It is proof, I tell you.
go check it out. Let us know what y'all think, because I
Yeah,
think it's freaking cool.
Oh,
It
also
was really
speaking of
cool.
news, did you hear we might get a second mini moon for like a small, short period of time?
Yes.
Yep, I heard that.
I'm excited
You
because
know,
that
I've
means
got
more magic moon powers, or like I am in actually like people like scientifically they're like, oh, this is amazing, it's a rare occurrence type deal, and to me and like I guess the rest of the spiritual community are like, oh, like this is actually gonna be very helpful towards us because it would actually amplify a lot of spiritual powers, manifestations, and things like that a little more strongly.
mhm.
And to me, I
Mm-hmm.
just thought like, oh, it's gonna be like. I honestly did think like that's kind of cool. It's gonna be like our moon is a mommy with a baby. That's what I thought. It's
Aw.
like, oh, the moon's a mommy.
Yeah, that is cute.
I'm gonna try to fight this rhino. I'm gonna die. Oh fuck yes, I am gonna die as a boss. Never mind.
Uh,
I thought it was a regular rhino. When the fuck did it become a boss? I'm so sorry. It
It
was my bad.
happens.
okay, well, so now that we got that out of the out of our system, I guess we should talk about our topic, huh?
I guess so. We
We have a
should get into
topic.
it.
Yes, we do.
I'm
And
kidding.
today's topic for this Witch's Corner is spiritual protection. Spiritual protection.
Nice.
So, kicking this off, right? What would be, first of all, like, why would you even need protection? What exactly does that mean?
Mm. Well, I always took it on as like, like how everyone said, like, oh, protect your energy because, like if someone is down or they're angry or whatever, and like somehow you could feel that and they'll accidentally like infect you with that. Like now you're angry, now you feel down, like, or you have like a little less energy than you normally did.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah, I've always taken it that you need to protect yourself because there are people out there who will feel your energy and just sometimes without knowing, sometimes with knowing, they will basically suck the energy out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be very sluggish. You won't really, you can be irritated. You can feel terrible. You can feel tired. You can, a lot of things.
There's
So,
also like protecting yourself for overly giving too much of your energy because I have met some people like that. My wife is kind of like that a little bit. Like she will give off way too much of her own energy to others for even for the smallest things. Which I'm like sometimes it isn't bad. Like it's a good thing. Like hey, like you want to help other people's, but like it can be bad because like again, it's like you're giving off too much, and you need to like learn how to like reel that back in so you're not overly tired yourself. Like you're not burning yourself out way too fast.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we operate in the belief that we're energy, right? So
Mhm.
we we are all just everything in this world is energy.
hmm
A rock is energy. The where you're sitting at, like everything gives off its own vibrational frequency of energy.
hmm
And so what we mean by who would need the protection? Well, I know that this has happened to me since I was a child, and I feel like this is a universal thing. When we've all been through a crowded, we go to the mall or we go to a party and where there's a large amount of people, right? There's a lot of people.
hmm
And then you get home and you just feel drained.
Yeah.
Sometimes that will happen if you just go, you don't even, doesn't have to be a lot of people. Maybe you notice that happens when you're around a certain people.
Mhm.
So what that is your energy does get drained. Your energy does get drained, and like you just said, we're exchanging our energy all the time. This is why we do need to be careful with the people we surround ourselves with for that reason, because we're always exchanging energy with everyone around us and everything around us. So for me, that's really the number one reason why you should be protecting yourself. Because again, we've all experienced this, or at least I think we have, because everyone who I've spoken to has experienced that. And so that's one reason. The other reason could be because there are people out there that know how to harness their energy, know how to use that, and they will steal your energy. They are called vampire uh, energy vampires.
Yep.
And these are people, some people will do it knowingly, and some people don't even know that they're doing it. But again, be aware of how you feel when you're around certain people. Again, some will do it knowingly and some will not.
Yep.
But that's another reason why you need to protect yourself. The third reason is there are people out there that actually do want to curse you. There are people out there that actually do know how to do those kind of things.
Mhm.
And whether you believe in it or not, they believe in it, right? They believe in it. So for curses, you know, I have always been a big believer, yes, of the energy, but of our thought, which are energy as well. And I've always felt that if somebody, I always say, somebody can send you, I always say I'm going to send you healing vibes or positive energy because I do believe in that. I do believe that we have that power in us. And you can send the healing energy towards somebody, positive energy towards somebody. You can put all your love. Love is the biggest energy out there. And you can send that, you know? But just as you can do that, people can also send bad vibes. There are people that, I've heard people say like, man, I wish this and this would happen to this person. And then it'll happen. My, actually, your grandmother, I will never forget this. She, I don't remember exactly. I know she was at my sister's house, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but there was a lady that showed up at the house, and they got in an argument. I don't remember, again, I don't remember exactly what happened, but the lady, I remember it clearly, this was like on like the 2nd of January, like the year had just begun. And this lady turned around and said to your grandmother, um, something like, I hope, you're gonna have an accident, and like she was just saying a lot of bad things to my mom.
Mhm.
And then like literally that week or 2 weeks later, they got in a car accident. That's when they had their car accident. Remember that your auntie was with them and your two cousins were with them.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? Like out of town.
Yeah. I remember that.
And I remember that she would say like that lady cursed me, like that lady did say. And of course me at the time, because it's the way I've always been, I was like, it's all in your mind, mom. I do believe that. Like I do believe, because my mom was a very powerful witch, whether she knew it or not, whether she exercised it or not. But I do feel that because the way this lady said it to her, she just spewed out that horrible bad energy onto my mom. And somehow it got to her. And the thing is that it wasn't even my mom that was driving when they got in that car accident. That's the crazy part.
Hmm.
So I do believe in that. I do believe that there are people out there that will. turn around and use their energy for bad.
Yeah.
And so those are all like examples of reasons of why you would need protection. I know a lot of people would be like, well, no, I don't, but those are the reasons.
Mhm.
Have I missed anything else? Um,
Well, I mean, not just like for protection like against bad people, but like just protection in general. Cause like there are some people like who a bit more sensitive, whether it's psychic, emotional, or just like in general, like you don't like being around like a lot of in a big crowd. Cause like to me, I'm pretty sure that I am. Again, like we talked about this before, like how we're all 100% sure that we're all empathic in some way. Because I
mhm,
never liked being in big cities, mostly because like I don't like the crowds and everything, but also because like it feels very overwhelming. And to me, I would have to chalk that up with the energies. Like it's just way too much energy, and I can't handle it. So another way for protecting oneself, I've read in books and looked up online. Again, like everyone could look this up. Like if you feel like that, like if it's too overwhelming for you, it's you don't want your energy to mingle out too much and you want to minimize it. Like you could just do that, like in general, just like put like a protection around you so not that energies are affecting you. You're not giving out energy that you are not willing to give, and you're also not getting any energies that you're not willing to receive either. And
Hmm.
to me, hearing that, it's like, huh. And like I would find it very interesting. And I looked up into the comments and everything, and like a lot of people, and they all said like, no, yeah, like them too. Like they've like once they started getting into that and everything, and like another person who said like, oh, like my friend told me I should do this because like she's always complaining to her like how like she's always like same thing like she hates being in crowds. Like she lives in a city so she's used to that, but she hates like again like she hates the crowds. She hates being around too many people. And so her friend's like, why don't I put like an energy protector around you so um it doesn't affect you as much. And same thing,
mhm,
like she's like thinking like, oh yeah, sure, okay, whatever, fine. But like again, like she lets her friend do that. I think one time, like I think she was gonna go to an interview, and there's a lot of people there, but like strange enough, instead of feeling fatigued or nervous or even like a little jittery, like she felt fine. Like she felt like okay, like I got this. Like I will. Like this is very relaxing. Like I don't mind it. Meanwhile, everyone else around her is like they're acting nervous. They're acting like oh my god, like this is so much pressure, and she's just sitting there like yeah, this could be cake. And later on, she'd go and tell her friend like, "Oh my God, like what you did was like pretty awesome. Like I loved that. Like I've never felt so calm and collected before in my life." And she told her like she could start teaching her, and she did teach her a bit. She also lent her books and told her about videos that she read and saw and followed along with.
mhm.
And to me, it's like again, like I said, I don't like crowds or anything. So like every now and then, if I remember, like I will actually do that. At least when I feel like okay, yeah, I need it right now today, because too many people don't like it.
Mhm. Well, what kind of protection are we talking about, right? So these are the reasons why possibly you could need protection. And now let's talk about what kind of protection can you do. I will talk about. I'm going to tell you guys the first one that I ever learned, and this is since I was a child. This could be a Hispanic thing. I don't know. But I always learned about the egg cleansing. And then I taught you guys how to do that too, because I was taught and then I taught it to you.
Mhm.
Yep.
The egg cleansing, now it's so strange because I did it one way, I learned it one way, and then now I've seen so many other ways that people do it, right? But the egg cleanse is normally for really when you feel like somebody has to me, I feel like if somebody has thrown like negative energy our way,
Mhm.
if I feel like something is, if things are just everything just seems to be going wrong and you don't know why, usually it's okay, let's do an egg cleanse.
Yeah.
That is usually my first go-to because again, I think that's how I mean, I just grew up with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, I think, yeah, the egg cleanse was always the first one that comes to my mind that I learned. And it's very simple, and I mean, I think it helps a lot. It's crazy to see how it looks afterwards, you know?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Oh
want to
yeah.
explain how it's done? Sorry.
No, yeah, I mean, like, same thing too. Like, I've done the cleans. I think the first time I did it to Emily, like, she was like, "Oh, that's." I think she thought it was silly
Yeah.
until like she saw the results of her egg, and she's like, "What the hell?" And she wants me to
Yeah.
explain it to her, like what each and every one of them, like how the shape looks, the color, and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. Um, I can try and explain it. I don't think I'll do a good job, but I can try.
Okay.
So, all you need for the egg cleanse is one raw egg and a glass of water, but you don't need to fill up the cup. You just need maybe a little bit less than half,
Mhm.
slightly.
Mhm.
And um, we like to add, I don't know if Musica does this or not, but uh, what we do is we get a toothpick and we'll break it in half. And once you drop the egg in the water, you'll just put like a little cross. But that's, yeah, towards the end. That's nothing you need to do. It's just something we do. Um, anyways, so basically what you do is you get the egg in your hand and you just, the way I do it is I will hold it in my hands and just kind of say like this egg will um this egg will help heal me. And I start basically rubbing the egg all over myself, like from my head to my toes. Like I imagine basically like the egg is like this huge white eraser, and it in my body like there's the bad energy, so it looks like gunk or whatever, whatever you want to imagine it. And I just move the egg where all that gunk is at, and I'll silently to myself just kind of um I don't want to say pray, but that's the only word that comes to
Right.
mind. Where you just kind of like, with this egg, it will capture all the negative energy, all the unwanted energy, any lingering bad energy, negative energy, whatever. Like, you imagine it going into the egg. And once you are done, like, this can take as long as you want it to. Like, it's up to you how you feel. Um, but once that happens, once you feel like you're done, you're gonna go ahead and crack the egg open and dump it into the water. And this is one thing new that we started doing is you don't want to look at it from the top, because the top of the water is basically like the gate. And if you look from above, like you'll just capture it again. And you don't
Mhm.
want to do that. Like, yeah, it's out of your system. You don't want it back. So you can look at it from the side, and depending on how it looks, like it can tell you like what it is that what negative and bad, which I think
Mhm.
is pretty cool. It still takes me a minute to know what each and every one means, but
Mhm.
It takes practice. Again, we've been doing this for many years, so.
No, yeah.
No, you explained it beautifully. Oh, sorry, you weren't done. Go on.
oh no, yeah. After that, you just you wanna get rid of it. So what we do is we'll go ahead and just flush it down the toilet. Again, you don't want to look at it. You don't want to like basically acknowledge it. You just throw it, flip it, and that's it. And
Hmm.
you're done. Like it's as easy as that.
Yep. Yeah. So there are many ways to do this because there's some people that will do a return to sender type of stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, that's what
I,
I do.
yeah, so there's many different things to do, right? But
Yeah.
um I was taught that you put the egg, you do it at night, and then you put the egg under your bed where you sleep, preferably like close to like where your head is at, and then on the bottom of the bed. And then in the morning, that's when you flush it. But I don't really do that anymore. We basically, as soon as we do the cleanse, and then we just dump it.
Hmm.
So since you guys were babies, I know that this was another thing that we used to do. Oh, the baby is fussy, and there's no, I mean, you already did everything. Like it's dry, it's been fed, there's literally nothing, so they're not sick. And I remember, and it would never cease to fail. I would do the egg cleanse, and then y'all would sleep like babies.
Hmm.
So again, that's one type. And the other type, there's different many types. There's smudging. Smudging means you turn on an incense, preferably oh my god, I'm trying
Is
blank.
it dragon's blood or
No, not
sage?
sage. Thank you. My god. So sage is usually used to draw out. You want to clean out all negative, and honestly, the way I see it, it's really all energy. You're working with energy. So, and it's your thoughts, right? So if you, all you have is, if you have another type of incense, you can use it. As long as you believe what it's working for, right? So we use sage to cleanse. You could cleanse yourself. You could cleanse the room, anything, objects. Sage is used, throughout the board for cleansing. But
Hmm.
when you do it, when you do smudge something and you want to cleanse it to get it away from you, you are going to work in counterclockwise because you're brushing it away.
Hmm.
I've used sage. I use Palo Santo. You use it to transmute the energy. So if you feel like there's a lot, bad energy, or you just feel off, you can turn on some Palo Santo and do the same thing, and you're transmuting there. You're in that instance, you're transmuting the energy, you're transferring it into good energy.
Hmm.
Am I missing anything that has to do with smudging?
Um,
Mm,
no, I think like you said, there are different um incense go ahead and burn to attract the different things, but I can't think of any things to say.
So the third one that I want to talk about is super easy, super simple. You don't need anything for this. And it's basically visualization. Again, because we are very powerful ourselves, right? We have that energy. So you just can sit down, visualize. The way I do it is I literally visualize like a gust of wind whenever I want to cleanse my aura or anything around me, and I don't have I don't want to break out the egg cleanse and do that thing, or I don't want to break out the incense for whatever. You could do this anywhere you are at. If you are in a store, if you're visiting people, if you're on the road, it doesn't matter. All you do is just you know, sit down, you try to quiet yourself, and you visualize. Like I said, I visualize a gust of wind starting from the top of my head, going counterclockwise, and like if it's sweeping away all of the bad and yucky energy that has stuck to me. Because I'm an
Mhm.
empath, I do tend to be a little bit more sensitive with other people's energy. So this is very helpful for me because this is something, like I said, you can do anywhere. You can go to the bathroom and, just sit there for a little while and just visualize all of that bad, gunky energy, anything that anybody is throwing your way, you can literally visualize it away. You can practice this at home. You can practice this in your own privacy, and you'll get better with it. But I just saw. Do you guys know who the Long Island medium is?
Yes.
Yes.
So I saw a podcast that she did. She was invited as a guest with Maya Bialik's podcast. I don't remember the name of the podcast, but anyway, and she actually that's how she does her cleansing at the end of every night, which kind of I was like, oh, I thought that again, because she is someone who's very receptive to energies.
Mhm.
And you would think that, she would have all these candles and all these incense and stuff. No, she literally said, like, that's what she does. It's all visualization for her, and she does it every night. So it's because we are the energy. You are the energy, right? Have you guys ever tried the visualization one?
I
I
have.
have.
I didn't like it or it didn't work out that well to me because I either will lose in it, the visualization or I feel like it isn't enough. And then I'll be like, okay, I need to do something else then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's different for everyone. It's however you feel more comfortable doing. Some people just need to have something actually in your hand to hold.
Mhm.
There are
I,
crystals. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was gonna glad you brought up crystals because I was gonna say for me, I do my um visualization, but I need to have a focal point.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, and you can ask anyone who's in my life, I always wear a crystal of mine on my around my neck. Like that's my protection. But to me, it's just kind of like a starting point, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, like the way that I do it to protect myself, anytime I go out, anytime I go anywhere, um, what I end up doing is I kind of imagine this, uh, like I guess like a layer, like a shield that just kind of engulfs my whole body, but it
Mm-hmm.
starts from the crystal and it helps me, like that helps keep unwanted energy away from me,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But that's just
Yeah.
what helps me with is my crystal. Like that's what helps me.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. There's so many ways that you could do it. And it just depends on how you feel. If you feel comfortable with it, how comfortable you feel with it. And honestly, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do it,
Hmm.
you know? So if somebody sits here and says, oh no, you're doing it wrong,
You're
well,
doing it wrong.
Start
yeah,
challenging them.
exactly.
What do you mean I'm doing it wrong? Psh,
Yeah,
whatever, man.
it's really if it's working for you,
Hmm.
then continue doing it. There's no need for anything else for you to change if it's working for you. But, if you want to try new things, you can as well. But yeah, like I said, I can do it either way, honestly. To me, sometimes I do need the visual focus, sometimes I don't. So it just depends.
Yeah.
So when would be the best times to do this? When is the best time to do a cleansing.
Like I said before, with me, I've heard like no time, like anytime really, like no time is a wrong time. But I've always also heard like most people said like, oh, it's best to do it like in a place that you mostly sit or like in one area.
Mhm.
And most of the time, a lot of people would say like, oh, like do it before you're about to go sleep, because like again, like you're in one area, you're sleeping throughout the night. It's to everyone's like, oh, it's really no brainer. Um,
Mhm.
I do a lot of it either just when I'm about to go to sleep or no, yeah, I'll do like an energy efficient thing just before I go to work, and that'll be it.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, I tend to do my protections before I leave my house to do whatever for a long period of time. That's when I tend to do a cleanse, kind of like a protection, just to like, you know, put away the bad energy. Um,
Mhm.
Definitely at night before you go to bed, because one thing that I remember hearing, and I don't remember if it was Musica or Mom or if I saw it on a TikTok or what, but they do say about like you do want to cleanse yourself before you go to bed before your head hits the pillow, because if you think about it, when you sleep, your pillow is literally capturing all of your energy.
Mhm.
So if you go to bed without a cleanse and you're carrying negative energy, well, guess what's going to happen? Your pillow is going to capture that negative energy, and then when you wake up, it's going to give it back. But it doesn't
Mhm.
know what bad energy is. It just knows that you're living your all it knows is that you're living your energy. So
Mhm.
you don't want negative energy to fester on your bed, because then you're going to go to sleep every day with that negative energy, which isn't good for you.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I've always heard that it's best to before you go to sleep.
Yeah. No, definitely. If you're someone who is very receptive um to other people's energy, that is definitely do it before you go to bed.
Hmm.
That should be everybody's part of everybody's ritual, at night. A lot of people say the full moon. Definitely the full moon is definitely a great time to do it because you do your harnessing the energy, and I can guarantee you that there's so many people doing the same thing uh, around the full moon that I feel honestly that that's what helps it. I feel that that's what helps it because it's not just you that is doing it. Like
Yeah.
literally all over the world, people are doing stuff during the full moon.
Hmm. Yeah, that's where you start exchanging good vibes with everyone. That's when you're
Yeah.
really connected to everyone. It's crazy. It's a crazy feeling.
Yep. So it is very important, you guys out there. This is why I wanted to talk about spiritual protection or just protection your today because I feel that anyone who is starting with anything that has to do with witchcraft or even just with the law of attraction, you do need to protect you do need oh my god, sorry, words are not my friends today. You do need to protect yourself. And you might not believe it at the beginning, you might. I don't know. Again, this is just something that I always grew up with. And there was times where I didn't really pay attention to it,
Hmm.
but it is very important. Anybody who's going to start with anything that has to do with the spiritual world, you definitely do need to put some protection on. Cleanse yourself, and then like I said earlier, Palo Santo. Palo Santo is great. Whatever intentions you guys put into things, you can light a candle. And if you're using it for protection, that's the intention that you're lighting the candle with.
Hmm.
So it all has to do with your intentions of what you're doing. You know.
Definitely. I think it's helpful to have the protection. It
No,
really
yeah, definitely
is.
it is, huh?
Yep. Oh, we have a hydration. Hydration.
Hydration. I don't have any water with me today.
I've got my tea. Does that help? All right,
Fine,
I mean, no, yeah,
fine.
it's drinkable.
I'm
Look at
drinking
double
green
sipping.
tea. I'm drinking green tea in the mornings. I do my tea. I put lemon and I put honey, and it's disgusting, you guys. But in the spirit of protection, there's another little trick that I do with every drinks that I have.
You sprinkle a
You
little love in it.
you definitely sprinkle love in it, but you know the way that you stir your drinks. So you can stir it clockwise and literally be projecting good vibes to yourself as you're stirring clockwise, because anytime that you do anything clockwise, that's bringing something to you. So if you're going to be stirring it, let's say your morning, whatever you drink in the mornings, coffee or anything that has you have to stir, today's thank you because today's going to be a great day and anything, I don't know, whatever comes to your mind.
Hmm.
So that's another little tip that you can use for protection.
Interesting.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you guys do anything else other than what we mentioned already?
Mm, not anything else that I could think of. I mean, again, there's many different ways of how someone can do it.
Mhm.
Like again, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. I just, I don't know. Like I think that's all I could think of.
Mhm. All right. So we'll be back on Monday. We have the weekend off, but we'll be back on Monday, regularly scheduled programmed for either movie review or Reddit stories.
One or the other, and I'm excited to find out which one.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, like I said, I am Mita. Thank you to Masika and Noodles for joining
And
again.
thank you for the invite.
No,
I
yes, thank
love
you for
being
having
here.
me.
We're bluntly talking, y'all. Don't forget, if you like this type of topics, like, subscribe, follow. I don't know what platform you're watching this, but yeah, look us up. Bluntly Talking Podcast on YouTube. Our links are all linked up. Join our Discord if you guys want to continue this conversation and to look
Yes,
at the UFO footage that we got.
If it
please
is
do.
real.
It's real. How dare you? I should upload it right now, actually.
Alright.
Yeah, I haven't.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.